Forsaking bikes is the reason why we do what we do, because some didn't take care of his bike when he had to.
Hey, hold on. Can you calm down on the language?
Oh, I'm sorry, This is supposed to be serious. Okay, so time has forgotten this bike, its engines not started, then each scratch holds a story, each moment a memory, and now we're going to restore this beauty back to its former glory. Welcome to Expedition Motors, and this is our restoration journey. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಇದು ಟೂಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಆಚೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಎಂತ ತುಕ್ಕು ಹಿಡಿದಿರೋ ಗಾಡಿ ಇದು.
For sake, man. You please talk in English also. Our viewers won't understand.
Thomas, why are you doing this to me, buddy? So we're stripping down the bike. As you can see that despite using a hand tool, the bolts don't seem to come out easily. That shows you the very bad condition of the bike. So what happens is, not only when your bolt is rusted, the thread inside is rusted, and then it just becomes a mess to clean it. And sometimes we have to just break it, like how see that smack right there. Sometimes old bones need to be broken the way it has to be.
Original, ah? Kita mesti kasih tu. Oi, nama jual dah. ठीक है, आ जाना भाई.
Disgusting. Take.
I want the rarest.
ಬರೋಣ ನಾಳೆ ಬರುವಾಗ
ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ.
Sure. What's so special about this? What is this? This is the 2T oil tank.
Look at this trash, dude. Even our gorilla is not able to figure out what's going on. Look at him trying to pull out that clutch cover, but it's not coming out. And then he's trying to, see, he's just holding it as if he's holding a bra there. Like, should I pull it out? Should I not pull it out?
Fuck, man. Oh my god.
Sorry. Okay. All right. Coming to this clutch card, the most important decisions of restoration are in whether we are going to get a new part or reuse the same part. And since you can see that most of this is destroyed or completely gone or cooked with it, so we're going to take the call to restore this part and get an entire new set of bolts and a new clutch card for this. ನೋಡೋ ಗಾಡಿ ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ತುಕ್ಕಿಡೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ರೀಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಓ ಶಿಟ್. Thanks. Dude, let me be natural, dude. Stop saying all these prompts. Okay then. So, coming to the restoration, it begins with letting go. Every restoration starts with letting go, piece by piece. You take her apart, the tank, the seat, the rusted bolts that have held on for decades. Each turn of the wrench feels like you're uncovering a memory of hers. The paint flakes away, the metal breathes again. What once roared through the streets. What the What are you making me say, Thomas?
But this is what you're supposed to be saying.
Okay. Back to meaningful conversation. Every dent tells a story. Every scratch reminds me that this machine has lived. As the frame stands bare, you can finally see her heart, the engine, the same spirit that once carried her down the open roads. So here we are trying to pull out the air filter box, checking out the conditions of the air filter, and just like that, one often wonders why is it that people take so much pain to think about restoring these bikes and giving her a good little bump in the ass like this, and then separating the wheel assembly, separating the cam, brake cams and the linings, and then pulling out the wheel. This is nothing less than a surgery. What we're doing, it's just that this surgery we can afford to spend a lot of time on this surgery, but there's nothing short of it. And this is what goes on in an entire restoration process. So Varun, what do you think is going on here?
So Ronak, right now the bike has been stripped down about 80%. The swing arm is out. What we are gonna do is go into the engine part, take the engine off from the chassis. A lot of things have been stripped down. This is about 80% of strip down process is completed.
So now, as we come near the bare chassis part, right?
So, what do you think? How important is salvaging when it comes to restoration? Does it affect the turnaround time of the restoration, and what parts can be salvaged?
Yes, turnaround time is definitely saved when you're salvaging old parts, because you don't have to spend a good amount of time searching for original parts, searching for compatible parts, and specifically on these older motorcycles, when you're going through a restoration process, salvaging is very important because you have the whole aspect of retaining the original parts that is there on the bike. Unfortunately, sometimes you end up getting damaged parts which can't be salvaged. So we'll have to search for replacement parts, be it original or aftermarket. But yes, our whole concept is to make sure that we retain most of the rare getting kind of parts and refurbish it, repaint it. So that is our whole concept.
Okay, so uh, don't pause. So, Pakkar, don't pause. You choose. Okay, part of the. So, right now, okay. So, how important do you think now? Let's say this is a complex activity, right? Now, how does the complexity increase when you're trying to disassemble the bike? Do you disassemble the bike in a rapid pace, or do you take your own sweet time?
No. We do take our own sweet time. Usually it takes us about 2.5, 3 hours for a proper strip down. There's so a strip down might look like it is an easy process. All you have to do is unscrew some bolts, pull parts out, but no, that is not how it happens. There's good amount of elbow grease that goes into it. You end up shedding about good amount of sweat and tears and blood too. So no, strip down is a very time taking process, and it is something which shouldn't be hurried up also.
So we reached the end of the first stage of restoration, which is arguably the toughest stage, where we have to take painstaking care to strip down the bike and then make sure that everything is salvageable or in good condition for further treatment. So what we do from here is different parts of the bike go to different treatments. For example, the main tank and your chassis and your the other shell parts of the bike go for a proper painting, and then at the end of the painting you give it a clear coat to make sure that your paint is protected for years and years together. And then the nuts, bolts and the spokes and the rim and the wheel and the hubs, they all go to dip chroming, and after the chroming they come back to us, and then they're all shiny and brand new. And then there are some parts which we also do buffing to, and we also do some sandblasting. So different parts undergo different treatments, and the realistic timeline for getting a bike fully restored would be around 2 months, depending on the weather, because paint does not really, monsoon does not really help paint dry as fast as we want it to. And here the client also gets a real essence of how much is going into a restoration.